It's been 9 weeks since I've been on Mounjaro. Stay with me and I'll tell you all about it. Hi guys, thank you so much for being here with me. My name is Angela and thank you for coming and spending a little time out with me today. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how my 9th week on Mounjaro has been, and in particular this Christmas week as well. I'm also going to share with you my results as well. So, little surprise in there, little surprise. So keep watching and I'll share that with you. But before I get into it, guys, you may be watching this at the start of 2025, in which case I want to say Happy New Year to you. I hope that 2025 is a wonderful year for you and it gives you everything that you wish, that you work for, that you desire, that you're planning for, that you've put your intentions out there for. I hope it's a wonderful, wonderful year for you. So guys, that's being said, let's get into week 9. So week 9 on Mounjaro, let me just recap for those of you who've not seen me before, who's new to this channel. I have lost to date over £150 on my wellness and weight loss journey. I started, and in fact it is the 8th of January. Oh my days, it's the 8th of January. I shall have to put a special video out on that day. Yeah, I think I will. On the 8th of January 2019, I started my weight loss journey. Is that correct? 19, 20, 20, 24. Yeah, that's right. Honestly, I'm terrible with maths. So on the 8th of January 2019, I rejoined Weight Watchers, and that was going to be the last time, the final time that I started a weight loss journey. I had been in and out of all the weight loss clubs and weight loss programs. I've done Weight Watchers about 6 or 7 times. I'd done Slimming World. I'd done the Liquid Diets 1-to-1 Cambridge, as it was called back then. I'd done Atkins and the potato soup, the cabbage soup, the egg, you name it. If it was out there as a diet, I did it. And the one thing that always happened was I would do it for a short while and then I would stop for whatever reasons, and all of the weight and more would go back on. So at Christmas 2018, that was the heaviest I'd ever been. I was severely ill. Couldn't get out of the sofa. I was honestly, I was a mess. And one Christmas evening, after my son and I had the face overindulged, I literally couldn't get out of the sofa, and he had to haul me out of the sofa. And on the 8th of January, when Weight Watchers opened, I went to my local Weight Watchers club. And for the first couple of years, I sort of yo-yoed, lost a little, gained a little, you know how it goes, guys. At the same time, so I rejoined in the January 2019, and I became a coach in the March. And I, you have to live the plan, you really do. And I did, but it was, for me, I'm being honest, guys, it was really hard to sustain because I'm not a tracker. I'm putting it out there. And one of the foundations of the Weight Watchers program is tracking, and I really struggled with tracking. So I did that for a couple of years, and then in August 2022, I had an epiphany, and I looked at my journey and I looked at what I'd learned in the weight loss industry and decided I'm going to do it my own way. And that was my turning point. And the weight consistently came off for me. No more yo-yoing, consistently came off. If you want to know what I did, then there's lots of videos on the channel that I'll share, that I explain what I did. So started off with Weight Watchers, then did my own thing with intermittent fasting and mindful eating, really big thing for me. And I lost at that point 9.5 stone, in total 9.5 stone. And I'm type 2 diabetic, so my blood sugars isn't where it should be for someone who's lost 9.5 stone. So my medical team has decided to put me on Mounjaro to sort of help me get better control. So that's where we're at to date. And since I've been on Mounjaro in 18 weeks, in 9 weeks, as of last week, I'd lost 18.5 pounds. So yeah, so in 8 weeks I'd lost 18.5 pounds. So that brings me up to today, which is week 9. So let's get into this. So how's it gone? So it's been the Christmas week, and what this week has allowed me, because I've had some time off work, what it's allowed me to do is really focusing on my self-care. So I've had Christmas, a lovely Christmas with my grandchildren and my family, which I've loved, but I've ensured that I've built in lots of time for me, self-care. Now, I don't watch a lot of TV, but what I did do was take out a month subscription with Netflix. And when all the candles are lit, the curtains are drawn, the lamps on, I'm nice and snuggly and cosy, I've been watching movies. I've put my laptop down, put my phone down, and I've just really made time for me. I've had a lovely soothing bath, got all my comfy, snuggly stuff on, and I've just put my feet up, and I've just really enjoyed a few movies, and I've loved it. It's all the old ones. It's all the old ones. I've watched Titanic and The Holiday. I do have Les Mis to watch. I love Les Mis. I've been also watching Jeremy Clarkson's The Farm. My son recommended I watch it, and I have loved it. So yeah, I've really sort of enjoyed that. I'm going to get my nails done this afternoon. Going to meet my friend as well a bit later. We're going to the movies. I've had my friend over. So I've done lots of things, and I've really found a balance. And you know, if you've seen any of my more recent videos, particularly my last video, I'll pop it here for you. One of the things that I've shared is that it is so important on the weight loss journey to, well, for me, my journey wasn't just about losing 150 pounds. It wasn't just about losing that. It was about getting my life back. Because when I was heavy, I didn't have a life. I would go to work, and there was a point I couldn't even work, and I was literally housebound. Didn't go anywhere, didn't have the confidence to go anywhere. But getting my life back has been really important to me on the journey. So yeah, so that's what I've made sure I've been doing over this Christmas period. So being on Mounjaro, the food, not been wanting the food, and I did talk about this quite recently. I didn't even do a Christmas shop. Didn't even do that. I'd done a Come Browse With Me video. You'll see it here, the one with the food in Aldi. But I thought later, I thought I'd do my shop later. Didn't even do it. Didn't do it. There was just nothing that I really wanted. So yeah, saved a load of money. Saved a load of money. Not buying food. What I did buy though, guys, and I'm being totally honest, I did buy some alcohol because I do love a rum and cake. I do love that. So I did have alcohol, but even this year I haven't had as much alcohol as I would have. I've just not really felt for it. So yeah, I think that with Mounjaro, it works on the GLP-1 receptors. It works with the hormones, and it's just switched something off in my head that said that, you know, the overindulgence, the feast, no, just don't want it. Just didn't want it. And even at Christmas Day, I did have a Christmas dinner with my family. Couldn't, you know, I ate a little bit of everything. Just couldn't eat it. Had dessert. I had 2 spoonfuls of it. Just wasn't into it. Did have a couple of shots of whiskey though. Yeah, I did have that. So what it taught me was that whilst I might not be hungry for food, my appetite for some alcohol is still there. So there was some learning there for me. So week 9, Christmas week, time off work, really thoroughly threw myself into my self-care, had lots and lots of time for me. And I've loved it, really loved it, and had my friend over for dinner as well. So yeah, met some friends up in London. So it's been a really good time around self-care for me. I also learned that over Christmas that I can easily be persuaded with all the marketing and the advertising, but also the environment, seeing people mass shopping, having lots and lots of food and drinks and things in their trolley. It made me feel like I'm missing out. And then I thought, no, I'm not. I'm not missing out, because that is the overindulgence is what made me so overweight. So whilst initially I did feel like that, when I thought, no, I'm cool as it is, because gone are the days now, especially, well, this year in particular, but also the last couple of years, when I was doing mindful eating and also intermittent fasting. After Christmas, I would have to switch my head into gear and think, right, I've gained 2 or 3 pounds, I need to lose it. And the 1 year it took me to Easter to lose, I think it was about 3 or 4 pounds. Took me a long time. And after that year, I thought, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to overindulge just for the day and then end up, well, it's not for the day, is it? For the season. And then end up struggling to lose the weight after, because as I was getting older, menopausal, ill health, it was just getting harder and harder to lose the weight. So the past 2 or 3 years, including this year, that's not been my approach. My approach has been completely different. My approach is carry on as normal, as best I can, business as usual. Have the foods that I want, but in moderation, eating it mindfully. At the time I was practicing intermittent fasting, but this year it's been like, yeah, just eat, listen to those signals and stop. So I was particularly interested to see how I would get on when I did my weigh-in. If you saw my week 8 video, you'll know that my clothes are fitting so much better. I couldn't believe it. My jeans and my denim shorts, and what I forgot to mention in that video was those shorts have no stretch whatsoever. So I was particularly happy with that. But yeah, sort of seeing the results in my clothes, how I feel, I'm really pleased with that. Now, I'm going to tell you my scale result in a moment. But what I will say is this past 3 weeks or so, I've been really poorly. If you follow me at all, you'll know that I suffer with a number of health conditions, and one of my conditions at the moment has really badly flared up, to the point that some days I've not even been able to walk, I've not been able to drive, I've not been able to grip things or open a bottle. I've just not so many things, not even been able to do my makeup or my hair or anything like that. Yeah, really badly, a bad flare. And whenever I have a bad flare, usually I'm carrying more inflammation, and inflammation for me weighs heavy on the scales. So I was really surprised that last week I had a small loss, and the week before that I also had a loss. So it was interesting to see that this week when I stepped on the scale, I was like, well, how's that caught up with me? But also not even the excess food, because the food wasn't happening, let me tell you. No food was happening, very little I should say. But the alcohol, let me just see how you know, what that is going to look like on the scale. So I got on the scale yesterday and £1 on. £1 on. Am I worried? Not at all, because my denim shorts with no stretch, they still fit, absolutely still fit. So I'm not worried at all, because I know that it's likely to be the inflammation, and also because I've been so inflamed, I've not been able to get out and walk. I have a rule that at least 10 minutes a day I will go out and walk. For the past 3 weeks, I've not even been able to do that. That's how poorly I've been. So with all of that, with Christmas, with the inflammation, the excess alcohol, not being able to walk, even though my appetite is still very strongly suppressed, I still gained a pound. But yeah, not worried about that, because I know that when the inflammation goes, then that's going to be reflected. Now, I'm also not one that gets hung up on the scales. Those days are way behind me, but I do collect my scale data, my weekly data, for my medical team who is funding my Mounjaro. If it wasn't for that, I weigh monthly, and on this channel I used to bring my monthly results to you, and before that even less often. So yeah, I'm not hung up on that, because when I look at my overall results, I'm really pleased with it. So yeah, so £1 on this week, so that takes me down to 17.5 pounds in 9 weeks. I'm really happy with that. So I'm still seeing lots of great benefits from being on Mounjaro in week 9. Really pleased with that. I'm learning lots about myself and consolidating some healthy habits, although they're kind of wobbling at the moment because I've not been able to get out and walk. The alcohol has crept back in just a little bit for Christmas, but that I'm going to knock that on the head again. Still drinking lots and lots of water, which is good. Getting my good sleep when I'm not in pain. All of those good healthy habits, and the mindset, always working on the mindset, keeping that healthy and strong. I'm still taking my supplements. I take an A to Z supplement every day, just to give me a good balance of all the macronutrients and minerals that my body needs. So overall, really good, really pleased. What I'd love to know, guys, is are you on Mounjaro? And if so, how have you managed the festive period? Let me know if food was a challenge for you in us not being able to have that appetite, or did you have an appetite and got, you know, got your food in and enjoyed your food and your snacks? But also, what about alcohol? Were you like me and did the alcohol creep in a little bit? I'd love to know. But maybe you're thinking about starting Mounjaro. Let me know if you are thinking about that, and if there's anything I can help you with. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop a comment below. Okay guys, so that is it for me. Thank you so much for being here. I do have another couple of videos coming out soon. So guys, that's it for me. All that's left for me to say is Happy New Year to you, whatever point you're watching this. You may be watching it at the start of the new year, you may be watching it in the middle of the year. I hope that you have and are having a wonderful 2025. So guys, I will see you in another video. Take care now. Bye.